lost to us forevermore. So many animals killed every year, slaughtered by hunters, no shame to spare, killing rhinos, elephant and more, to have a trophy they can hang over their doors. And yet so many of us must share the blame. So many of us must hang our heads in shame. It took his death for us to see the light. It took his death for us to do what's right. Never again will we hear him roar at night. Never again see him in the morning light. Majesty of his mighty roar is lost to us forever. What we now must achieve, stand strong, we will succeed. Raise your voice if you believe. We can force the hunters out, they must leave. Say so, we miss you still, and I guess we always will. On the plains and in the hills, in the name of Cecil, no blood will be spilled. Never again will we hear him roar at night. Never again see him in the morning light. The majesty of his mighty roar is lost to us forevermore. It's lost to us forevermore.
Wow.
That's it.
That is so touching.
Oh, thank you so much. Thank you
got
so
everybody
much.
crying.
I know, I'm here crying. Wow, that's beautiful.
Oh, thank you so much.
Joanne, I really got to say though, I mean, most of the songs that I have for you, they're right around 3 minutes long. That one's a little bit longer than your average song.
Yes, it was. It was quite interesting actually, because I'd had a bit of a bad experience with writing a song from somebody's poem before. And what had happened is I had changed the poem quite substantially, and the poet didn't know that that's what I was going to do. So when John wrote these lyrics, up front I said, how much does he want me to change it? Because I wanted to try and make it 3 minutes like all my other songs. Everybody says commercially songs shouldn't be longer than 3.5 minutes. And John came back to me and said, please leave it as much as you can as it is. So that's really what I did. I left it the length that it was when he gave it to me, and I didn't leave anything out. That is why it's slightly longer than a normal folk song.
And you know what? It works. It works. I mean, I was captured in the story and in the moment, and it's lovely. The lyrics are lovely, and you said it was, somebody else's poem that you put to music, and it's a great collaboration.
Yeah. And we're going to do more. We did one more together. We wrote a song about a wolf. So I'm hoping to do the February album writing month where you write an album of songs in 1 month. So you write 15 songs in the month of February. And it's quite a nice community, and everybody's quite supportive. And I'm probably going to do that this February. And I've got more lyrics from John, so I'm just going to going to start setting some of those to music. So that's going to be happening in February.
Well, great. I mean, keep us informed here at Indie Music Radio, and me, Daddy Murr. Keep us all informed of what you're doing.
Yes.
That way, I'll continue to help putting your stuff out there.
Thank you, Daddy.
If everybody goes to daddymurr.com right now, you go to this week's guest, you can see all about Joanne Cooper, and there's a few links there for some of your stuff right there on the webpage as well, to where people can get a hold of you. And you have a Twitter account as well, correct? What's that Twitter so people can get a hold of you?
The handle on Twitter is Joanne Cooper SA, South Africa. So it's Joanne Cooper SA.
Joanne Cooper SA. Everybody needs to follow her, and because you're going to do wonderful things. I mean, I can see your music being put into Save the World commercials.
Yes, it's beautiful, right?
What else can I say? Irish Ginger, she's in the chat room, and you ought to follow Irish Ginger, Joanne. Okay. She has a group on Facebook that is called My Animal, My Best Friend.
Okay.
And it's all about animals and the preservation of animals.
Well, that sounds like something that I can definitely. And if they want to use my music, they must just contact me, and I'm very happy to for people to use my music. I'd rather people use it.
Yes.
I was telling Daddy Murr the other day on Periscope that I created a SoundCloud page because I had about 10 tracks that were sitting on my hard drive and not doing anything, and I thought, well, let me just give them out so people can start using these tracks. I'd been quite motivated by some of the people at Summit Live, the Periscope Summit, about how the people that just they give things away and they don't really expect something in between, back. So I set up a SoundCloud page, and there's about 10 tracks on there that people can download and use in their YouTube videos or in their, on their Periscopes or whatever. So, and that's also Joanne Cooper SA is the tag there.
Joanne Cooper SA on SoundCloud, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I'm going there because I'm going to get some more of your stuff if I don't already have it. Just because I love you. But we got this whole intercontinental romance thing going on. No, I'm just kidding. But I do love your music and I love your personality. You're one of the people. When I first saw you on Periscope, I read people pretty well most of the time. Every once in a while I get surprised. But when I first saw you on Periscope, within the first 5 minutes, I said I want this lady on my show because she has a heart of gold.
Oh, thank you, Tommy. Thank you. You're a star.
That was only just a few notes out of your mouth, too. I'm telling you, really. Just maybe a bar or two. And I'm like, well, I got to have her. So I started trying to contact you right away. I think I started sending you messages on Periscope saying, hey, talk to me.
I was probably concentrating, It's quite challenging.
Send me an email, and I do that every once in a while on Periscope because Periscope's a great tool to find new talent. And with indie artists, if they're wanting to get heard, that's a great place to be. As a matter of fact, I've got another app. Give me just a second. I'm going to look up the name of that app again. I just downloaded it today, and I'm talking to the creators of this app. It's a wonderful, wonderful app. It's for indie artists. You submit your music and your album covers to it, and everybody can download this app for free at the iTunes store. I'm not 100% sure yet if they have it on the Google Play Store. I'm probably pretty sure that they do. And the name of the app is called Darwin Beats. DarwinBeats. Darwin Beats. Wonderful app.
I'm writing that down.
Yeah, absolutely. Get a hold of those guys. They are really putting out trying to help indie artists get out there. And wonderful app. Like I said, I didn't have a whole lot of time to really go through the app as well as I wanted to. I'll be doing that research a little bit later on tonight, and after I talk to them, depending on how that conversation goes, whether or not we might, I'm gonna try to get them to let me put a link on the Daddy Mer page for that app. I like that app that much. So I mean, that just depends on the conversation. So everybody check back with daddymer.com and see if any of those changes are on there here, hopefully within the next week or two. And with that being said, well, sometimes you just got to stop and breathe. Oh my gosh. When I first started, when I was first approached and said, hey, do you want to have your own show on the radio? I said, I don't know. And I waited for, I talked, about it for about 2 weeks with some people and friends and family and stuff like that. And they're like, yeah, you ought to do it. You like to talk. I said, I don't talk that much. They said, bull.
Well, you meet somebody who talks as much as you do in me, because I also talk a lot.
Oh, it makes for a great interview on the radio. It really does. It's fun too, isn't that right, Goddess?
Of course.
See, I gotta pull words out of her like a dentist pulling teeth sometimes. I don't know.
I just don't want to walk all over you.
Well, she can't get a word in edgeways between you and me, Tommy.
Yeah, no, we're gonna have to go to a 2-hour show and have the last hour of nothing but Goddess.
Nah, okay.
She's gonna have to write down all of her questions and then just mention all of her questions on the second half of the show. But when everything calms down and indie music radio gets kind of settled into a groove, I might actually go to a 2-hour show.
That'll be wonderful.
To have multiple guests on, first hour, one guest, second hour, next guest. And the reason why is because I'm getting so many people wanting to be on that I'm already booked up. I believe halfway through March. And I don't really want to be booked up that far in advance, because when I did that before and I was booked up for like 7 months at a time, people seem to forgot their dates sometimes, and then you're sitting there doing your live show and you're introducing their songs and whatever, and you're going, oh, they'll be here in a few minutes. No, they don't show up, but they forget. No. They forget. So I'm trying not to book that far in advance because of that.
Yeah.
But I'm going to do what I have to do too. Now, I had another question for you too. You ever have that where your tongue moves so fast that your brain goes dead?
All the time.
Yeah, I hate when that happens, but it makes for fun radio. Oh.
I'm sure.
Now, you said you've been really putting your songs out since, did you say September?
September last year. Yeah.
A year ago, September.
Yeah.
I mean, you got a lot of
2014. Yeah, so it's a year and a half.
Okay, yeah. Like I said, because you have a lot of good ones, and I've listened to a lot of them that you sent me. I haven't listened to all of them just yet.
No, that's fine.
I will, because I like to listen to it. It's just finding the time, plus finding the time for Twitter, Facebook, all that. You got to juggle your time around sometimes. Do you find that to be true with you too? I mean, you have to kind of juggle your time around a little bit.
Oh, all the time. And, now having discovered Periscope as well, that's taking quite a lot of time to kind of learn, the ins and outs and what everybody else is doing. So, my poor husband's ready to divorce me because he wakes up in the morning and I'm already in the lounge listening to, the scopes from the previous night. It's terrible. So it's